The ANC's National Working Committee has instructed that members who refuse to step aside should be suspended. And the first member to adhere to the rule is Deputy Chairperson KZN Mike Mabuyakhulu. He's announced that he's stepping aside. So let's get some insight on this with political analyst Sam Koma. Very good morning to you, Sam. I mean, the fact that he stepped aside, pretty significant. Was there a sweetener there, do you think?
In fact, yes, Jane, thanks for this opportunity. This is a major turning point for the governing party, which is the ANC, because the step-aside resolution, it's a 10-year-old resolution, which was first taken at the Mangaung conference, which was held in 2012, and then subsequently it was refined at the Nazareth conference in 2017. But then there were no clear-cut guidelines as to how the structures of the ANC will then proceed to effect this particular or operationalize this particular decision. So it is a resolution which was aimed at rebuilding the image and reputation of the ANC, in part because there were many members, including public representatives of the ANC, who were invariably embroiled in corruption scandals. A classic case was that of John Block, who was the provincial chairperson of the ANC in the Northern Cape. His case dragged for almost 3 years until it was concluded in 2015. So when they went to the Nazareth conference, they realized that they have to dish out the whole principle of one being presumed innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of law. So the Nazareth conference then resolved that any member, a leader, a public representative who faces a criminal trial, a corruption charge or a criminal charge before a court of law will have to voluntarily step aside from his or her responsibility. So the NWC on Monday reaffirmed the decision which was taken by the NEC, which held its meeting late in April this year, and then processed the decision as per the directive of the NEC.
Okay, so let me jump in here. Do you have any idea what will happen to him now? I mean, could he become a ward councillor again? I mean, what exactly does this mean when you step aside? Do you step aside with full pay? How long does it last for? Can you re-enter politics?
Yes, we learned that the NWC has decided that each member implicated by or affected by this resolution will have to have his or her case reviewed every 6 months. So we know that, for example, both Mr. Mike Mabuyakhulu and the Secretary General of the ANC, their cases are set down for August and also September, respectively. So that will be within
but surely
the
if you're
6 months
guilty
period.
1 month, 6 months later, what's likely to change?
No, at the moment, if you look at, for example, the Secretary General of the ANC, he's going to in fact, by now he might have received a suspension letter from the Deputy Secretary General, because the Deputy Secretary General, that is Ms. Jessie Duarte, will now be appointed as the acting Secretary General of the ANC to deal with the day-to-day affairs of that office and also to operationalize the step-aside decision of the NWC and also the NEC. So Mr. Magashule is going to step aside from his position, not vacate the position, but he's stepping aside until finalization of his corruption trial, which is set down for August this year, as I said. And also we know that corruption trials get protracted. So this is a case that is likely to be concluded in the next 2 years. So it's likely to be out of office for the next 2 years.
Okay, let me ask you about Supra Mahumapelo. I mean, his supporters are going to be protesting today at 2 o'clock. I mean, how does that sort of scenario play out in this step-aside rule?
Yes, the case of Supra is different. The case of Supra has to do with his suspension of his membership of the ANC for a period of 5 years. The constitution of the ANC provides for an appeal process. He's yet to appeal his decision with the National Disciplinary Appeals Committee of the ANC, But remember, the condition is that while he's suspended, he's not expected to embark on any organizational activity of the ANC. So what he's currently doing, he's adding more charges to his case, because this is what the interim provincial committee of the Northwest of the ANC is going to do, to add more charges to his suspension. Because if you're suspended as a member of the ANC in this case, you are precluded from embarking or attending any branch meeting or embark on any campaign that seeks to undermine the decision that is taken by the upper structure, in this case, the provincial committee in the Northwest.
Sam Koma, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much for that.